guys, welcome back to day 2 of the William Hoy story. So yesterday we read the beginning of the book, the first part, and we really didn't hear a whole lot about his childhood. It was more like when he was a teenager and was trying out for baseball and as he became an adult. So like I said yesterday, he got meningitis when he was 2 years old, which was a disease at that time, and he lost his hearing. Obviously, that did not stop him, just like when we talked about Helen Keller, that did not stop her. So they are very similar in that aspect. All right, so let's go back to our question that we talked about yesterday. It says, do you think people should be treated different because of a disability? So you got to write about that yesterday as well. So hopefully you think that people should be treated all equally. It shouldn't matter if a person can see or hear, or maybe they have one leg, and whatever the case may be, they should be treated the same. We should love all people and be kind to others regardless of how they are different than us. All right, so today we are going to finish the William Hoy story and see how he helped change baseball and think about those disabilities as well. All right, we are going to start on this page. One day, a pitcher played the meanest trick of all. William let 3 pitches go by because he thought they were balls. He was too far to read the umpire's lips and didn't know they were actually strikes. He stood, gripping his bat, waiting for the next pitch. But the next pitch never came. William was confused. Suddenly, the pitcher burst out laughing. He pointed to the fans in the stands, laughing too. So he was very confused with the situation. He thought that they were considered balls, which you get 3 balls and then it's a strike. But they were considered strikes, and 3 strikes, you're out. And so the pitcher was laughing at William because he misunderstood. And he thought that was very funny. So the umpire, you can see as well, was laughing at him. So remember that in just a minute whenever William does something very inspirational. William's face grew hot. He walked off quickly. He wasn't going to cry. Not about baseball, he told himself. He jammed his hands in his pockets. Paper crunched against his fist. He pulled out a letter from his mother. He read again how much she missed him. William missed his family too. He remembered how much his mom would raise her arms to applaud him. All right, let's applaud him again. Great. So you can see that he is very disappointed and very saddened by this event. Okay, that's it. William pulled out his pad and drew pictures. He scribbled words next to the pictures. He wrote. He ran to find the umpire. So I want you to think for just a minute. What do you think that he wrote on this notepad that he was so excited about? Okay, let's see if the pictures can help you. Okay. The umpire read William's notes. Yes, that could work, he said. The next time William was at bat, the umpire raised his right hand for a strike and his left hand for a ball. He used American Sign Language symbols for safe and out. This time, William got on base. He stole bases. He scored. So some of these, this would be safe, okay, and then out. So we have the strike and the ball. So William created these just simple hand signals to help him realize what was happening, and other players at this time that were deaf and could not hear. In his first year in the majors, he led the National League in stolen bases. With his strong, sure arm, he became the first player to throw 3 base runners out at the plate in one game from the outfield. So the outfield is very far away from home plate, so you know that he had a pretty good arm as well. Okay, William taught his teammates signs so they could discuss plays without the other team hearing. They loved it. The fans enjoyed learning signs too. In those days, before speakers and giant screens, hearing the umpire's calls from back in the bleachers was hard to do. Now, even the farthest member of the crowd could see the signals. So William has changed parts of baseball history because of his disability. Okay, so teams begged for William. Whoa, so earlier in the story, we read that the manager wanted to pay him less because of his disability, and we thought that that wasn't fair. So now every team is wanting him. I bet they're probably paying him the same as every other player because he would probably refuse to play for that team. So going back to our question, do you think people should be treated different because of their disability? And it looks like he is being treated properly, that he is allowed to play on these teams and everybody is wanting him. So I want you to think for just a second, why would teams be begging to have William Hoy on their team? Think for just a second. Good. So maybe because he knows American Sign Language and that he can communicate without people hearing, and not everybody knows American Sign Language. And he had a lot of great ideas, and he had a great arm. He could throw that ball from outfield all the way to home plate and get people out. All right, so let's keep reading. He played for several before signing with the Cincinnati Reds near his family's farm. William was proud to show his parents that the boy who didn't make the school team was one of the most popular players in baseball. Okay, let's finish this part. When William stepped up to the plate, shaking his bat over his shoulder, fans knew he'd hit or walk his way to first, then swiftly steal his way around the bases. Carefully watching the signals, he led the American League in walks in 1901. He was called the King of Center Field because for 10 years he was ranked among the top 5 outfielders to get hitters out by catching hard-to-reach fly balls. So he was fantastic at baseball, and his disability did not stop him. Okay, here you can see that he's waving. Remember how people applaud in sign language? Good. After William became a star, he thought nothing could surprise him. Then, one day, when he ran out onto the field, fans waved their arms from the stands just as his mother did when he was a boy. They waved hats too. So you can see that this really brought tears to his eyes. William said he never cried about baseball, but he did cry at the sight of deaf applause. All he'd wanted to do since he was a boy was find a way to play his favorite game. He never dreamed he'd change how the game was played, but he did, and we still cheer him today. So let's cheer for William Hoy. Yay! All right, and this last part we have is our text features from our nonfiction biography. This is more about William Hoy, and then we have our timeline over here. Okay, so yesterday I read a little bit about that he was called Dummy Hoy instead of William. So dummy was just a common word people would refer to people who are mute or deaf. Okay, so he made light of the situation. He was very humorous. He made jokes. So this is one part that I really enjoyed reading. He also had a sense of humor. When his team had been kept up all night by loud guests at a hotel, William bragged about how well rested he was because he was deaf. So some other news about William Hoy besides baseball is he married Anna Maria Lowry, a teacher of the deaf who was deaf herself, and they raised their children and a nephew on a dairy farm near Mount Healthy, Ohio. After retiring from baseball, he worked as a personal director for the Goodyear Company, which is a tire company, and organized the company's deaf workers into a baseball team he called the Goodyear Silence. One other really cool part was that when he was 99 years old, William Hoy threw a pitch, or the first pitch, at the Game 3 of the 1961 World Series Cincinnati Reds versus the New York Yankees. So William Hoy is very inspirational. He never gave up on his dreams of becoming a baseball player, and he was a great one at that. So think about this quote again, or the question, do you think people should be treated different because of a disability? And hopefully you shared that answer. And that's all we have today, guys. I'll see you later. Goodbye.